My name is Kyle and welcome to Frame by Frame, a series dedicated to the craft of filmmaking. Now there have been directors who have taken on some daunting tasks before. Gus Van Sant trying to remake Psycho, Spielberg trying to match Kubrick with AI, or Uwe Boll trying to make one good movie. Never gonna happen. And then there's J.J. Abrams, the man who decided he could recreate the magic that was Star Wars. And by Star Wars, I mean the original trilogy, not the prequels. And I don't think I need to tell you why. But take a step back here and think about what that really means. The original Star Wars trilogy grossed, when adjusted for inflation, $2.7 billion worldwide. The prequels likewise grossed $1.5 billion worldwide. The series also holds the Guinness World Record for being the most successful film merchandising franchise. In 2012, that franchise had an estimated value of $30.7 billion. But money isn't everything. The series also won 7 Oscars, with a total of 22 Academy Award nominations. And that's not even mentioning the cultural impact of these films. They were a phenomena, cinematic sorcery, and they are the standard to which Abrams' films will be held. But how could he, or anyone for that matter, begin to match such a feat? The answer? Deconstruction. You see, Abrams set about breaking down what made Star Wars, well, Star Wars, with the hope of resurrecting a saga told a long time ago about a galaxy far, far away. Now, before we hop in our X-Wings and start talking shop, here's some backstory on Abrams. He was born in New York City on June 27, 1966. He was the executive producer on Alias, Lost, and Fringe. He also directed Super 8, the Star Trek reboot, and its sequel, Star Trek Into Darkness. Think of him as Spielberg's spiritual successor, but with more lens flare. Now, Abrams is a smart man, smart enough to know that a movie is nothing more than the sum of its parts. So, to recreate Star Wars, he had to figure out what those parts were. First, Abrams thought about the writing. Now, he could copy the structure and style himself, or he could hire Lawrence Kasdan, who helped to write both The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So, Abrams hired him, and he hired John Williams to score the film. Familiar ground for Williams considering he scored every film in the franchise. But this was a big deviation for Abrams. Up until now, he's almost exclusively used composer Michael Giacchino. Abrams, however, opted for Williams, for the same reason he went with Kasdan. These men don't just know about Star Wars, they're the people who helped make it. So, Abrams had the script and music covered. Now he had to worry about casting. And to solve this problem, he applied the same logic. Bring back the original talent. So, he cast Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and Harrison Ford. And Paul Mayhew. Don't remember who he was? Maybe this'll jog your memory.
You Wookiee sack of
But if you think Abrams' casting was just a copy-paste job, you're wrong. You see, he remembered Lucas tended to cast unknowns as leads. Star Wars was Hamill's first starring role in the feature. Fisher's biggest credit before New Hope was Shampoo with Warren Beatty. Ford, however, was a bigger star than the two. But by 1977, his only roles of note were in Lucas's American Graffiti and Coppola's The Conversation. Look at the prequels too. Yes, Lucas cast Sam Jackson and Liam Neeson, but I still don't know who this guy is. Does anybody? But Abrams recognized Lucas's tactic and followed suit. He cast 2 unknowns, Daisy Ridley and John Boyega, in leading roles. And while Oscar Isaac isn't unknown, his resurgence of popularity has only been recent. But enough about content, let's get technical. The original trilogy was filmed on 35mm using a 2:3:5 aspect ratio. Now at first, Abrams and cinematographer Daniel Mendel wanted to shoot IMAX 70mm film, but they eventually chose to use 35mm instead, with 70mm used only as a supplement. And for 35mm photography, Abrams opted for an aspect ratio of, you guessed it, 2:3:5. Even the visual effects in The Force Awakens are old school at heart. Abrams relied on miniature photography instead of CGI, the same type of process Lucas used for A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Abrams also used blue screens instead of green screens, just as Lucas's VFX team did. Plus, Abrams decided to shoot much of the film on location, a choice that gave the original trilogy a powerful sense of realism. Just look at Tatooine or Endor. Would those worlds have felt as real if they were shot on sound stages with VFX backgrounds? No way. So shooting on location was necessary to counterbalance the series' more fantastical elements. A wise move, and one Abrams was savvy enough to use as well. But let's recap. Some movies are cultural phenomena. Now, how that happens is complicated. It has as much to do with the quality of the movie as it does with the zeitgeist of its era. Star Wars was successful because audiences were tired of the heavy, morally conflicted films of the 70s, and A New Hope gave them the escapism they craved. Now, Abrams can't control the times he lives in, but what he can do is control the quality of his film. He was tasked with making a worthy Star Wars sequel, so what did he do? He went back and deconstructed the original trilogy, figuring out how the writing, the music, the casting, the photography, the locations, and the VFX worked. He even brought back the original talent for guidance. Why? Because Abrams knows the enchantment of Star Wars isn't some unquantifiable thing. It's not magic. It's not even a mystery. It's a culmination of great writing, casting, photography, editing, visual effects, the works. And Abrams knows that some unique combination of those parts created a worldwide sensation. So he found out what those parts were, and he put as many into place as he could. But it'll be up to you, the audience, to tell if he succeeded, and if the Force has truly awakened again.
Just let it in.
So, I'm assuming if you guys have watched this far, you love Star Wars. And since the franchise was known for its memorabilia, then I know you'll love Loot Crate too. Loot Crate is a subscription service that delivers a crate like this one to your house every month. Inside every Loot Crate is a variety of collectibles, toys, fanfare, you name it. Now these items change every month, as do the themes, but what doesn't change is the value. Each crate contains $40 of loot for less than $20 a month. So, if you'd like to sign up before the December 19th cutoff, follow the URL on screen and enter the code FRAME to save 10% on your subscription. Need more incentive? Well, this month's Loot Crate features collectibles from across the galaxy, including exclusive items from Star Wars The Force Awakens and Halo 5 Guardians. So, if you want your sci-fi fix, sign up today. Trust me, as far as deals go, the Force is strong with this one. More importantly, thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and make sure to subscribe to this channel, Film Theory, for more fantastic film-related content. If you'd like to check out more Frame by Frame, click the frame to the left. Or if you'd like to check out a Film Theory episode on The Force Awakens, click the frame to the right. And as always, my name is Kyle, and this has been Frame by Frame.